Henderson County, Tennessee is tucked away in the western third of the state, where the county seat of Lexington, like most southern towns, goes all out for Christmas. And two local residents are exemplars of the holiday spirit, direct from their confines in the Henderson County Jail. Ryan Robison and Michael Mayer are both serving time for drug woes. Before incarceration, Robison started drawing as a kid, which led to a local gig as a professionally licensed tattoo artist. But he got caught selling and delivering drugs. At 34, he's been in jail 4 years and has less than 2 years left to serve. 34-year-old Indianapolis native Mayer is in the middle of an 8-year sentence. An art school graduate, he teamed up with Robison this fall to make a festive float for Lexington's Christmas parade. Bah humbug, this spirit of the Yuletide wouldn't have happened, though, without the approval and support of Sheriff Brian Duke and the staff of the Henderson County Sheriff's Department.
My new administrative assistant, Charlotte Perry, was the brainchild behind the Christmas float. And her knowing what talents we have, and knowing Ryan Robison specifically, and what he's able to do, she said it'd be a good idea to try to do a Christmas float this year. And you know, the reasoning for putting the sheriff's office out in public is to be a member of the community, and be more than just a law enforcement agency, and change people's perception of who we are and what we do.
What do you say to people who say, well, what do you have prisoners doing something like that when they should be out working hard and doing things like that for the community?
Well, and I can say with honesty that they do work hard. This float was actually hard work. But it was something that kind of gave back to them, because at the end of the day, when the float was finished and they got to see what they created, and then the fact that putting in the parade and it won first place was just, you know, the trophy went kind of to Ryan in a sense, because he was the master designer behind this whole project. So I mean, it lets them use their talents. It puts them in a different situation to know their talents and to do something good and do something for the community in a way.
Now, in the position I'm in, we definitely can't tattoo right now, so you know, I took the utilities I have at my disposal and kind of just went with it and did a lot more drawing, and you know, came across my actual day job. I ended up coming across some airbrushes and stuff that people were throwing away, and so, you know, as I just kind of, over time, I've accumulated little odds and ends stuff here and there, and just got to using it and working with it, and, you know, and ended up doing the float with it.
Now, you're an award winner. We're happy for that, but when you were doing it, did you realize it would turn out as good as it did?
No, I didn't think we was going to get any. I was just hoping to get a place in the fair, and I just wanted to do something kind of stood out, you know, especially for all the kids and stuff. I just wanted to, you know, have a little fun with it, get to play around, and,
yeah,
you know. And
Lexington, Tennessee is your hometown?
Yes, sir.
So people that you grew up with, family members, got to see your work?
Yes, sir.
What have you talked to them?
I've talked to a couple of them. They're kind of still in awe. It's come as far as it has.
Yeah,
so
that's great. So it looks like you've created maybe what's going to be a tradition going forward here in Henderson County with your great work. What was the most difficult part of making this float? What was some of the real tests that you had to overcome?
I think that was more Mike than me. His paper mache reindeer were kind of a struggle, but I mean, the rest of it all kind of, you know, we ourselves lacking the supplies and utilities, so once we got, you know, more people on board and stuff started falling in line, it was a really smooth project. The staff here at Henderson County Sheriff's Department's been, I mean, tremendous for the help and stuff towards the float and everything else we've done.
What about your fellow inmates? Have they given you an attaboy, or have they picked on you?
Oh yeah, they're all excited. Every time I come in, every day they ask, you know, what's the latest and what's going on with it, and so yeah, it's pretty nice.
I had done this without expectation of being able to to see it along with the other floats.
Okay.
So,
And then to see the reaction. And
yeah,
then
yeah, that was
to be an award winner as well.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
But the reaction it garnered from the children and the other spectators, that was what made it worth it.
Having a chance to work on the float and be in the Lexington, Tennessee Christmas parade was quite a perk for Mr. Robison and Mr. Mayor. But unfortunately, they're still here, locked up at the Henderson County Jail. And on Christmas morning, well, being here is not exactly like being with your family.
Some of the churches actually bring some things. We'll allow churches to bring enough, it has to be for everyone. But, churches like to cook some and bring something extra. And so they do that along with the food company.
Okay. And are the inmates given any kind of special gifts or anything like that?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir. Unfortunately, rules and things like that prevent gifts and things from coming into the inmates. They're only allowed certain things, and it's about like any Christmas. What you would probably expect. Of course, obviously for inmates, it's not. They're here, and this is never a place that anybody wants to be. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't paid to be here. But Christmas is a time that on both sides of the wall. When I refer to the wall, I refer to the wall that divides the sheriff's office and the jail, and it lets both sides come together and celebrate what Christmas is about, and we get to do things together.
Now I've kind of adjusted to it. When I first started, it definitely used to be a little depressing and stuff like that. But it's my family knows where I'm at, and they know where my heart is, and that I love them and I miss them, and as long as I got their love and support, I'll be all right.